The Pro Football Bias Plus reports we got a game coming up tomorrow night, Thursday. How you like this for a Thursday night matchup? Green Bay Packers at Arizona Cardinals. Bias Plus score 13.2 favors the Arizona Cardinals.
Well, I'll tell you the truth right off the bat. I'd like it a lot better if the Packers weren't getting hit with COVID like they are this week. Devontae Adams, the obvious number one receiver on that team and possibly the number one receiver in the entire NFL besides the hot-ass Cooper Kupp, is down with COVID, I believe. He was vaccinated and needed to turn in 2 negative tests within a 24-hour period.
I'm sorry, who did you say?
Devontae Adams.
Okay.
I don't believe he's been able to do that. In the meantime, Alan Lazard has come up positive. He is not vaccinated. He for sure will not play in this game. I don't think Devontae Adams is going to play in the game either. Alan Lazard for sure will not play in the game. And this may not be the end of this. Don't be surprised if sometime tonight or tomorrow you hear somebody else on this team that's going to be quarantined. But right now, that's 2 targets. It's funny because Adams was reported early in the week. And if you looked at the fantasy waiver wires, Alan Lazard was flying off the waiver wire because people knew he was going to take Devontae's place. Now he's not going to play either. Now everybody has to go to like plan C. So I think that's kind of funny. But that being said, I was probably going to take the Cardinals anyway, but I'm for sure taking them now. There's no way they're going to go into the desert without their number one option and beat the Cardinals. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to take the Cardinals. This is actually, as much as I wanted this to be a really great game, and in fact, it possibly could. I got it. No doubt about it. I'm taking the Cardinals. I don't know what else to say on this one.
Well, the one thing that I would say is this, and you say it could possibly be a great game. I think it's going to be a great game. Okay. Aaron right now is he's trying to ascend up the mountain and become the guru at this particular point. And if he loses a couple of his receivers and he falls apart, it ain't going to look good. And then, they still have a running game that they should be leaning on. And as I said, and we know for the Cardinals, they will be missing the defensive end, Watts.
J.J. Watt will be out.
He's supposed to be out. However, on the other side, he's back.
Right.
Remember I said they were so hard to run on the edges with the 2 of them, and I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name. It's coming back on the other side.
Yeah, J.J. Watt's been playing inside a little bit more than he's been playing on the edge. So that's a plus for the Packers. But I don't know that they can lean on their running game that much to pull out a game against a team that's really flying high right now. And I've seen teams fly high and fall hard. It has happened.
Well, again, if you can run inside, and with Aaron being Aaron, if he's efficient being Aaron, yeah, it's going to be a fun game to watch.
But who's he going to be efficient to?
Pardon me?
Who's he going to be efficient to? Who's he going to be efficient with?
Is Tanyan running? Is he in or is he out too?
Tanyan's in. That's one.
So again, like you said before, he makes anonymous receivers better. And I think within the system, he's going to have an opportunity to throw the ball. He's going to be throwing it to his backs. He's going to be throwing it to his tight ends. And, who's the brother he brought in from, who was it? The Seahawks or whatever?
Randall Cobb, who's done absolutely nothing this year. Valdez-Scantling is
his opportunity then. He is an opportunity.
Bro, if he could have done anything, he would have done something. I'm not saying he's not going to catch any passes. I'm not saying he may even score.
You asked me who he could possibly throw to. I gave you a name.
Okay, that's not enough. Cardinals win.
I'm with you. That's what what you call them saying. But I just said I think it's going to be a good game. It could be a really good game. I'm interested to see Aaron overcome.
I said it could be a good game. I don't think it will be. I think the Cardinals smoke them. How about that?
There you go. Stick to your guns. Carolina Panthers at Atlanta Falcons. Bias plus score 6.6. Favors the Carolina Panthers.
Panthers don't stand a chance in this game. The Falcons offense is actually humming along pretty nicely. Kyle Pitts is coming into his own. Matt Ryan is starting to fall in love with the guy. He's got Calvin Ridley, who for some reason their chemistry hasn't been really tight. But Russell Gage, the number 2 receiver on that team, is now back from injury and caught a few balls last week. I think he even scored. So the Panthers are on one leg right now. They're going to start Sam Darnold again because when they brought in P.J. Walker, the backup last week, he actually was worse than Darnold. So, take the Falcons in this one. The bias is taking the Panthers. I'm definitely taking the Falcons in this one.
The thing about the Panthers, they're going to, if not Sam Darnold, what's his name? PJ?
Yes.
PJ looked a bit skittish. And, this is one of those things where, okay, it's time for the Panthers to say, this is who we are as an offense. Because if they don't know who they are, then they can just bring in anybody. Sam Darnold run around, PJ run around. It's not like a structure. It's very unlike what's going on in New England, where you have structure and, they have an identity. People kind of know what to expect, but that's what they're going to do. And that's how they recruit and that's how they bring in free agents. So I don't know, we've seen PJ give us some thrills and all of that, but I don't know if that's where you're going to build your team out on. So they really have some quarterback decisions to make. That's what the situation is. But apparently they played a little bit better than the Falcons up to this point. So we shall see. All right. Miami Dolphins at Buffalo Bills, bias plus score 31, Ben, not 3.1. 31 favors the Buffalo Bills. We already talked about how much of a net point they had, what their net points were, how high they were. They were in first place in net points. And we know that the Miami Dolphins are in 30th place at minus 11.4. So you can see where all of a sudden that adds up. And then when you throw in turnover differential in addition to that, it all points to the Buffalo Bills. I guess the only thing, and what else points to the Buffalo Bills, where is Tua's head at now that they know that is being said that his team is very interested in going to get a guy who's facing criminal charges rather than put their faith in him?
I mentioned that when I did last week's recap because these talks have been going back and forth for a while. It's intensified now that the trade deadline is on its way up. But he did an interview today, and he was asked if he felt like he was, how did they put it? If he felt loved. And his answer was, I don't not feel loved. I don't know what that means, but like I said when I did the recap from last week, he's played 2 really strong games in a row. The guy threw 4 touchdown passes like last week. The defense can't stop anybody. So it's not him. It's the team as a whole. It's the defense. And, I think he's going to land on his feet one way or the other.
Ben, weren't we praising the defense just like last year or something like that?
Just last year, I was loving the Dolphins defense. They were blitz crazy. They were man-to-man, lock them up, let's go, rock them, sock them. And this year, the wheels have fallen off.
Well, that's two teams that we were really high on their defense. The Miami Dolphins coming in 31 at 20, giving up 29.6 points per game. And then the other team we were, so high on and giving big praises to, but you said you'll no longer call them what's the word you were calling them before?
A vaunted defense. We talking about the Washington football team?
The Washington football team coming in at number 32, giving up an even 30. Worst in the league.
Their defense was supposedly so good that most of the major networks were saying that the Washington football team had a chance to win the NFC East based on how good their defense looked on paper. That blew up in a lot of people's faces.
The numbers are what they are, very interesting, but okay. Buffalo Bills favorite in this situation. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm taking the Bills, no doubt about it. The Dolphins have nothing going in their favor in this game. Nothing.
All right, so Benny, we have the Miami Dolphins at Buffalo Bills. Big bias favoring Buffalo. What say you?
Go with the bias, take the Bills. The Miami Dolphins have nothing, absolutely nothing going for them in this game.
All right, there you go. Next up, my beloved 49ers at the Chicago Bears. We got to go into the Windy City. And I think our kicker, we still got that backup kicker because our kicker, field goal extra point, is hurt. He came out last week and missed the extra point and then banged a 50-some yarder. The bias plus score 5.5 favors the San Francisco 49ers. Ben, I played this game. I tried to do the virtual part of it and wouldn't even let me put Kittle in. I couldn't even play with Kittle. When you take Kittle out of this offense, it makes you rethink everything and really look at your talent so you know who you got to go to in terms of your talent. Definitely running the ball is what this team needs to do, and we don't always need to be cute about it. We got a few decent tight ends. They're not Kittle, but if they can help you, especially in your run game, and you still got a couple to three nice wide receivers, and you got two or three decent backs. So you can move the ball. With the 49ers can move the ball, they can run the ball, they can throw the ball. Garoppolo, and I understand that Trey Lance is actually available. I didn't know he was available, so I wound up playing the game with Garoppolo. The thing in the game that was funny is I'm worried about Justin Fields running, right? So I'm keeping a spy out and waiting for him to run. Like you were saying, he didn't even run. He didn't run at all, but he did hit me 2 times deep, which I was surprised because that's not something that they've been doing in real life. But run the ball, eat up clock, play your game, don't come out of your personality. Niners win. Who do you have in this?
I bet he went play action when he hit you deep.
I gave you too much time to think about that one.
Yeah. Set me right up for that one.
Sure
First
did.
of all, hopefully the 49ers are looking at the film and realizing that if this information about Justin Fields and how he's been being used is available to me, I'm sure it's available to the 49ers coaching staff. So that gives them an advantage right off the bat. If the Bears coaches want to be knuckleheads, then they deserve whatever it is that they get. I'm taking the 49ers with a lot of confidence here. Don't blow it. I'm telling you, man, just run the freaking ball, throw it to Debo, and call it a day. It's not that difficult. Defensively, you got a rookie quarterback that's out of his element, that's being coached by an idiot. You can't lose this game. Take the 49ers.
All right, going with my 49ers. Next up. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cleveland Browns. This is a potential intriguing game. Score of 3.6 favors the Cleveland Browns.
Wow. Okay. So If Case Keenum quarterbacks, I'm going to have a problem with that. But then I think about the Cleveland run game and the Steelers run defense, which isn't great. It's not bad, but it isn't great. Some teams have been able to run on the Steelers. That being said, I understand. Well, obviously, I understand why the Browns have the bias. My thinking is that if the Browns play it smart, keep the ball on the ground, let Keenum be a basic, very basic game manager, they can obviously win this game. I'm also hearing rumors that Baker Mayfield may possibly be available for this game. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I would assume that it's good since he's the starter. However, man, I have a hard time going against the Browns because their run game is so strong, but their defense is kind of middling. Do you have their points against up there in front of you?
Number 15.
Number 15.
Tied with Seattle at 23.1 points allowed per game.
And what's the Steelers' points against?
Pittsburgh is number 12, giving up
Okay.
22 points a game.
Okay, so I don't even care what the points for are. I'm going to take the Steelers in this game. I think they're going to go into Cleveland, and I think they're going to go to work on their secondary with their young receiver core. I think they're going to protect Big Ben, and he's going to slice and dice. And I think defensively, they're going to load up against the run and force Keenum and or Mayfield to beat them. Steelers win this game. Take the Steelers.
All right. Well, you're going against the bias. I think the game is intriguing, and that we kind of are saying the same thing in different ways there, I do believe.
Hey, pretty much every game in the AFC North is intriguing, or Central, whatever the heck that is.
Well, let's see. Who's up next?
Every game in that division is intriguing, just like every game in your division is intriguing. This game is not intriguing.
Well, there was one interesting statement that was made, and it was made about the Eagles, and the guy said, "You cannot be the team that loses against the no-win Detroit Lions." Now, the bias plus score of 7 favors the Philadelphia Eagles. The interesting thing, I've been talking about these Lions, and just something I liked about their competitive spirit from the start. They might not have everything that they needed. Hey, they might be the Badgers of the NFL, Benny.
Oh no, not the Badgers. We not I.
Yeah, Ben and I played on a no-win or hardly win team when we first came into the Philadelphia leagues. But in any event, Philadelphia Eagles are favored. Detroit Lions have shown the ability to score now. Where are they at? The Detroit Lions, well, I'm saying they had the ability to score, but they're averaging 18.3 points per game, 28th in the league. I thought they were a little higher than that.
No, that's cool. They put up 19 on the Rams last week.
Yeah, they're averaging giving up 28, though.
That's right in their wheelhouse.
Well,
that's right in their wheelhouse. What are the Eagles scoring?
The Eagles are scoring, they're 18th, 22.7 points per game.
That's not enough. Lions win. Take the Lions.
Take the Lions. Eagles crying. They'll be crying if they lose to the Lions. Oh, God, I can't even imagine Philadelphia radio.
Here's the only problem with this game. Now, I'm not going to change my opinion. I believe that the Lions will win the game. But the problem with this game is Jalen Hurts, for all his things he's got going on, and that goofball coach they got, who for some reason insists on calling plays, it's like 2 rookies trying to walk. It's like 2 blind guys trying to lead each other across the street here. rookie coach and basically rookie quarterback. But Jalen Hurts really has no problem trying to put that team on his back. He has proven that in garbage time, he can find a way to get points on the board. So the Lions, even if they get a lead in this game, they can never relax because they're not good enough to hold on a team that continues to fight till the end. And that's the one good thing I can say about the Eagles is they fight to the end. So in that respect, this could be a good game. And in that respect, the Lions need to watch out. But I believe that the Lions have the personnel to handle this game. And it shouldn't even really be that big a deal. If they really come in, we're home. We believe we can win. We played well against the Rams, who are far better than the Eagles. This is our game to lose. We will take these boys out. They come in with that attitude, Lions win the game.
Okay, all right. And this is an away game, so the Eagles have to go into Detroit and handle this business. So, all right, there we go. Next up, Tennessee Titans at Indianapolis Colts. Benny, I do believe this is the smallest bias of the weekend at 0.2. Favors the Indianapolis Colts. Man. Buckner versus King Henry at the line of scrimmage. There should be a few good collisions in that game.
I don't.
And I think this could be. Did I list this as a?
I don't know. You've been getting real wishy-washy with this intriguing game of the week.
I listed that as an intrigue. I have 4 potential intriguing games.
Potential, dude. How can you have 4 potential intriguing games of the week?
Because I have to make a decision.
But you can only have one.
I will have one. I only write an article a week.
Make a decision.
Oh, don't worry. I'll have one before I write it.
You're hilarious. You should go down the list and go, that one.
Oh, I should?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's too easy.
I'm going
to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why you can scratch this one off your list.
Okay.
Number 1, the Titans are hot like fire. Number 2, the Colts have a lot of injuries on defense. Number 3, having a lot of injuries on defense is the worst thing when you want when you have to face Derrick Henry. And number 4, if you take all your resources and all your healthy bodies to try to just slow him down, because in the famous words of an ESPN analyst from way back in the day, whose name I can't remember, you can only hope to contain him. You cannot stop him. You can only hope to contain him. If you do that, Ryan Tannehill has proven that he can hurt you. If you let him get in the red zone, he can hurt you with the pass or the run. A.J. Brown is feeling good, and he's finding Julio with the tiptoe catches on the sideline. This offense is really, really cranking it up. Really cranking it up. I'm taking the Titans. I'm sure about this one. Titans don't win, I'll be shocked on this one.
This is the interesting point here. When you look at this small 0.2 bias plus score, the Titans actually were ranked 9th in net points, higher than the Indianapolis Colts, who were ranked 12th. 4.1 minus 2.9. So if you said 4 and 3, you see they're about a point apart. Very close net point wise. But then when you get to turnover differential, Tennessee is a minus 0.1 and Indianapolis is plus 1.3. So that's what swung it to the Colts, is the turnover differential.
And I see it's 0.2. I understand that.
So it's interesting because I didn't think of Tennessee as being a high turnover team now, especially with Henry. He doesn't fumble. That's one thing he's really good at.
He doesn't fumble. Tannehill doesn't really fumble. Tannehill doesn't really throw interceptions. Wentz has had his issues, but he's playing much better now that he's with the Colts. The problem is the Titans showed that if you don't protect your quarterback, they will get after him. They did it to Mahomes, and they'll do it to Wentz. And Wentz, when he's not comfortable, has a tendency to do things that aren't real smart. I gotta go with the Titans.
He's been a lot better, a lot very unlike he was last year. And again,
absolutely,
they are positive 1.3 in the turnover differential. So you got to give him his just due.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. He's with a team that actually believes in him and relies on him.
All right, so, but you're going with the Titans.
That's right.
All right, there you go. Cincinnati Bengals at New York Jets. By split score 25.4 favors the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, we don't have to talk about this one much. Take the Bengals. The Jets have nothing going for them. Poor Mike White, or whatever his name is. Geez, I hope Zach Wilson gets back soon. Oh, no, you know what? He's got a PCL. He's out. They said 2 to 4 weeks, but a PCL, that's 4 weeks.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So we're going into week 8, 9, 10, 11. So you're talking 12, so we're on 12, 13.
Yeah, they'll be dead and buried by then.
They'll be vying for that number 1 pick again. All right, there you go.
I've heard the tank word. I've heard the tank word being whispered.
The what
more
word?
Than one team.
Tank?
For more than one team.
All right. Well, Ben, not this section, but maybe we'll have to have your brother come in and let us know who are the tankable college recruits. Who would you be tanking for if you're going to tank? Any team was going to tank.
Yeah, I'll have to talk to him because I'll tell you what, we were talking about the kid Rattler at Oklahoma. He just got his job took.
Really?
We're talking about him being a top 3 pick as a quarterback in this draft coming up. And he had his job taken away from him, snatched.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
Kind of like Sam Darnold, right?
No. No.
Worse,
not.
eh?
No.
Right. Cincinnati Bengals, New York Jets. Ben's is going with the bias in this particular case. LA Rams at Houston Texans, 24.9 bias plus score favors the LA Rams.
Oh, another easy one. Take the Rams.
Oh, he says. All right, we're going to keep moving.
Need a challenge.
Patriots at LA Chargers. Potential intriguing game. Bias plus score 5.4 favors the New England Patriots. The skill is among us. But let's face it, man. The Chargers.
This one's interesting.
Coming in 18th in net points at minus 0.3. Partly because,
This one's interesting. This one is worthy of being on your intriguing game list as a possible candidate.
You think so?
You got a lot of things going on here. You have a proven offensive machine with the LA Chargers, who also have a proven weak run defense. You have the New England Patriots, who are chugging along with lesser talent, but superior coaching and making it work. You have East Coast versus West Coast. You have East Coast going to the West Coast. You have Mac Jones, right now the top rookie quarterback of this class, against Herbert, who proved himself to be the top quarterback of last year's rookie class. This game got a lot going for it.
Hey, Ben, remember you said you talked about the Chargers rush defense? I'm looking here. It looks to me as if it is an absolute last place, giving up the most yardage at 162.5 yards per game.
Yes. And guess what? Success in the run game makes Mac Jones better. This one's scary. This one's scary. The only way the Chargers win this game is Herbert's got to light it up. And the Patriots defense ain't no slouch.
Hey, look, Patriots defense is ranked 5th, giving up 20 points per game.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. All right,
What's the Chargers scoring?
We've been tracking their defense, and people have questioned their defense, but hey, top 5 right there.
They're only giving up 20 points a game. That's pretty good. What are the Chargers scoring per game?
The Chargers are scoring 24.7 points per game, but they're giving up 25.
Yeah, I don't know if that's good enough. Golly.
The thing about again, that's interesting with the Patriots is, again, their efficiency, and they are going to run the ball. You know what I mean? So the Chargers might not be hitting their average against this Patriot defense, and with the amount of time that they're going to have the ball with the Patriots, if they're able to move the ball on the ground and run that clock and do the things that they do to eat up a game. So.
Yeah,
I agree with you. This is an intriguing game for all the things that you said too.
Yeah, I'm going to take the fact that the Chargers are home, that they're coming off a bye, that their new head coach is in line to be the next guy called a genius, okay, and that they should be able to move the ball on any damn body. If they have taken the extra time on the bye week to properly prepare for the New England offense, which I think they have the firepower to either get in a scoring match or, in fact, blow the Patriots out of the water. I'm going to take the Chargers. It will probably be a really, really nip and tuck tight game. Could be a high scoring game, could be a low scoring game, but it's going to be tight regardless of which way it goes. I'm going to take the Chargers.
Going against the bias. All right. I can understand it. I mean, man, we know that game against the Jets is kind of a skew. A lot of points were scored, and it really makes it look better for the Patriots. But Mac Jones is starting to feel himself, starting to see what's going on.
Absolutely.
All right. There you go. Jacksonville Jaguars at the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, God.
9.7 favorites. The Seattle Seahawks is Geno time still. I told you I was let me tell you something. Ever since Geno who was that, with the Jets, where he hit the guy or the guy hit him and
the guy punched him in the face.
Over some money because Geno tried to stiff him for a few $100s or something stupid.
Yeah, for a fundraiser.
It's like, I question, I'm like, is this guy missing a link somewhere or something going on with him or what? But when he first came in relief for Russell, he actually looked like he had some level of command of this offense. So, you got to give it to him, but it has not turned into wins for them.
I think he does have a pretty good level of command of the Seahawks offense. I think he's been around long enough and is enough of a professional to do his due diligence as a backup quarterback and understand the system that's in place with the team that he's on. But everybody's not built to be an NFL starting quarterback. And Geno's he's just not built for it. He never has been. He has no real starting quarterback success in this league. And I don't think he ever will. And I think he's content with that. He looks like he's afraid sometimes. And maybe he just has one of them faces. People used to talk about how Eli looked goofy and he always had some kind of weird look on his face and you never could figure out. Geno's got one of them crazy faces too. But when I look at that face and then I watch how he moves in the pocket, It's not pretty. This guy is not built to be an NFL starting quarterback. He's just not.
But they're facing the Jaguars.
I understand that. And I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to go to Seattle and get their second win of the season.
Oh, boy. He said it.
I called the first one.
Oh, my goodness.
In the second one.
You might make Russell play with the splint.
No, they're not. No.
They're going to be like, Ben said, what? Russell. Russell. You're going to have to play, man.
Here's the problem. The Jaguars, they stink on defense, but they don't really stink on offense. Like, they got a run. They have a real run game. James Robinson is a real nice running back. You know, they don't have great receivers, and they're playing with a rookie quarterback, so they're going to have some issues. But I think they know enough, and they got enough of a game plan that they can move the ball. And the Seattle defense isn't doing anything special. I mean, basically, what's his name? The safety. He's like the whole freaking team.
You talking for the Seahawks?
Yeah, Collins.
Jamal Adams.
Jamal Adams. He's in the box. He's back. The last game, they played him back deep. He never plays deep. They got him all over the field, man. He's covering up everybody.
Which team has the better quarterback?
Right now?
Right now, this game.
Jacksonville. After what I saw last week, are you kidding me, man? Geno looks horrible. He doesn't have a clue. He's skittish. He's scared. I think he's afraid. He don't want that smoke, man. He don't want that smoke. But Jacksonville has to earn it. Urban Meyer's got to send dudes at him. He's got to earn it. Send the house, make him beat you throwing the ball, and he will lose.
All right, so you're going with the Jacksonville.
He couldn't even find Lockett
for an upset.
He couldn't even find Lockett last week, Monday night or whatever whenever.
Did he have a pocket?
Yeah, he was shaky in the pocket.
Shaky in the pocket. Hey, if you got a pocket
shaky in the pocket and couldn't find Lockett.
Can't get at the Russell. Can't give Russell a pocket in the Lockett.
How do you have Tyler Lockett on your team and you can't complete a pass to this guy?
All right. So you're going with the Jacksonville Jaguars in an upset.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Over the Seattle Seahawks. All right, where are we at here? The vaunted, we ain't going to call him vaunted no more. Washington football team at the Denver Broncos, bias plus score of 11, favors the Broncos.
How the Broncos are favored for anything, I would never know except for the fact that they're playing the Washington football team.
There you go. Both teams are in the negative. The Broncos are just less negative.
Bro, I don't know which.
Actually, excuse me, the Broncos are positive. 1.9 points per game, ranked 14th compared to Washington, who's 27th, ranked with a minus 9.1. So there you go.
This may be the two most disappointing teams of this early part of the NFL season.
Wow.
Both of these teams were expected to be far better than they have been. But now we're starting to settle into reality and realizing that they just aren't what we thought they were going to be. You know, they're the opposite of they are who we thought they were. You know what I mean? They are not who we thought they were going to be. But that being said, I'm going to go with the guys that are home at Mile High because I just don't know what else the heck to do. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater, come on, dude. Don't lose your job to Drew Lock. There are whispers out there that they're just going to throw in the towel and put Drew Lock in there. And I think it's crazy to do, first of all. But if they give up on you now, Teddy, you're going to be hard pressed to ever start again, bro, unless you go somewhere as a backup and the starter gets hurt. You don't want to put yourself in that position. Keep this job, man.
Keep this job. Denver Broncos, Ben's going with the bias.
Win this game, going with the bias in the Broncos.
All righty.
I feel bad for Teddy Two Gloves, man. It's my man.
I didn't have this as an intriguing game.
And you shouldn't.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New Orleans Saints. This is a division contest, right?
Yes, it is.
We should have to give it the strange factor. Bias plus score, 6.1 favors the Buccaneers. You know what I'm saying? The Saints going to give them some run, or what? You're not looking for a big upset here, are you?
I'm not looking for a big upset here. I think the Saints will make it a game if they come in right away with the plan that they ended up using last week, which is Kamara left, Kamara right, Kamara up the middle, Kamara short, Kamara long, let him throw a couple passes, put him back to return punts. They might stay in the game because their receiving core is crap. They have nothing in as far as wide receivers are concerned. They're not helping Jameis Winston at all. If the Buccaneers start to run up the score, which if you remember when I did last week's recap, Tom Brady has thrown 4 touchdown passes or more in 4 or 5 of his last 7 games. It's scary when you play the Buccaneers, the kind of points that they can put up. Yes, their defense is vulnerable. Yes, Kamara will probably get off on these guys, but not enough to keep up with them on the scoreboard. Take the Bucs, no problem.
Interesting. You know, we mentioned in another part of the show, Benny, Mark Ingram coming back to the Saints.
Mm.
But you were saying, for, the current running back to the left, but right. But Ingram comes back, it's basically the same system, right? So he should be able to come back and go right in and play right away. They just plugging him back into something he already knows. And then just for the fun of it, I got another one that says Texan star wide receiver is complaining about
Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, he's pissed. He's pissed about about them trading Mark Ingram.
As he should be. They're giving up. And he stayed there. They let Will Fuller go. He stayed there because he knew he was going to be the number 1 receiver, thinking he was going to have Deshaun, and he was going to have a blow-up season this season like Will Fuller had last season that got him the heck out of there. Then Deshaun goes down with all this stuff. Now they're letting Ingram out of jail. Now Brandon Cooks won't be far behind.
Well,
they're going to end up blowing this team up, bro.
If Brandon Cooks is not far behind, then he might go to a contender. I mean, at least these guys are coming out and getting to go someplace.
Go to the freaking Saints. The Saints need him. He was a Saint.
He was a Saint too, yeah. Yeah, and what did I say? If Jameis was throwing those guys, if that hadn't been the wide receiver from the Packers, Devontae Adams, those sideline passes would have been completions. First downs, move the ball, move the chains, change field position, so many things. Those guys catch those balls would have been different about that game.
They need to be putting out feelers and trying to get Cooks too. Cooks is fast and he's tough. He goes over the middle.
Trade deadline is November 2nd?
Yep.
Voting day. That's the same day we vote, right?
November 2nd. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, you're going with the Bucs?
Yes, sir.
Going with the Bucs. Okay, Benny, that takes us to Sunday night. Sunday. And your favorite quarterback, Kirk Cousins, is going to be hosting
He's not
my next favorite quarterback, Dak Prescott. 5+9 favors Dallas, even on Minnesota Vikings soil.
First of all, Kirk Cousins is not my favorite quarterback. Stop telling people that. He's your favorite quarterback to talk about. Hence, when he does something noteworthy, good, bad, or indifferent, I bring him up. So we end up talking about him a lot. Damn you, Kirk. That 84 million, bro, that's going to hang over your head for a long time. But anyway, wow. I tell you what, bro, you want an intriguing game of the week? This is it.
Really?
This is it right here. Cowboys coming.
I do have it checked. It is checked.
Cowboys coming off the bye. Dak had a little calf problem. Not 100% sure if he's 100%. There's some rumors in the air. He's still a little dinged. Okay. Vikings looking good and looking strong so far this season. Justin Jefferson looking nice. Adam Thielen, always dangerous. Dalvin Cook can run on anybody. The weakness with the Vikings is their defense. The weakness with the Cowboys is their defense. If you want to bet the over, by all means do it. This is going to be a straight up shootout. Picking the winner of this one is basically a toss-up. I don't want to go with the bias. You know, I like to go against the bias when it's close. But I'm really, really feeling the Cowboys so far this season. I'm going to go with the bias. I'm going to go with the Cowboys to win a shootout in the final seconds or overtime with a late score, field goal, whatever.
Well, you know, the defenses are pretty much even here.
Uh-huh.
Dallas ranked 20th, giving up 24.3 points per game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Minnesota is ranked 13th, but that's still 22.8 points per game. So you're talking about 23 and 24, a little less than 2-point differential.
Right.
The defense and what they're giving up.
The Vikings haven't faced anything like Dak and the boys yet.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's where the big difference is. Minnesota's coming in 14th in scoring at averaging 24.5 points per game. Dallas is numero uno, 10 points more at 34.2 points per game. So Dallas is scoring 34 points a game. You're going to have to get your big boy pants on to match that scoring. And it really shows up right here in the bias. The differential is mainly the differences in the two offenses. So that's going to be interesting to see how that is. And yes, I do have it. And I really like these games where it's the only game, you know, the Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night games. If Thursday's so soon, I don't have time to really write a piece for Thursday night by the time I finish doing this. But long story short, Monday night, Sunday night, oh yeah, that's nice, man. You can sit back and just watch that game and see all of the little things that go on in a game. I really have come to appreciate that. All right.
Let me say this real quick, since I had the time while you were talking, I looked it up really fast. This will tell you about the Vikings defense. Their 3 wins, the Vikings 3 wins, because they're 3-3, are against Seattle, Detroit, and Carolina. Carolina being the last one, week 6.
The Vikings?
They're just coming off the bye, just like the Cowboys are. They both had the same bye week last week. So they are both very prepared for each other. But the Vikings' 3 losses were against Cincinnati, hot, Arizona, hot, and Cleveland.
And now they're healthy. When Cleveland was healthy.
When Cleveland was healthy, right, back week 4. So, yeah, that I think that speaks volumes for where the Vikings are at. Again, I think it's going to be a great game. I'm going to make sure I stay up and watch this one. This is going to be a great game. This might be 48-42, who knows what. I
All
hope
right.
it is.
And we'll all keep an eye out for that Kirk Cousins moment that makes Kirk Cousins.
Hey, look, it could be tied up, or they're driving to kick the field goal to take it to overtime, and Diggs picks him off and goes 90. What a fitting finish
Oh my goodness. Diggs, yes.
that
Diggs.
would make you happy.
That would be fitting. The brother of the guy that they let go.
Oh, jeez. Oh, you know what? See? We're good at writing these stories, man.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to give that some extra thought then, for intriguing game. All right. Monday night, mister. Monday night, the New York Football Giants
What? We got a Monday night game?
are going into Kansas City. Kansas City, here they come.
Don't tell me we have the bias.
The Kansas City.
Don't tell me we have the
The
bias.
net point bias favored just the points by themselves. Favored Kansas City 3.8, just 3.8 net points in their favor over the Giants. But in the turnover differential, Benny, it's the G-Man. The G-Man at 1.4, and that's why that score is so low. Oh, man, I didn't even go to it yet. I'm talking about it, didn't show it. 2.4.
Saying, don't please tell me the Giants have the bias.
2.4. They have the turnover differential bias, but the larger net point bias means that it still favors the Chiefs.
I'm going to keep this one
Chiefs in their turnover ways.
Bro, I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. The Giants are going to win this game. The Giants are going to shock everybody, and they're going to win this game because the Giants understand who they are. The Chiefs right now are searching for their identity. They are not who they even thought they were. Okay? Tyreek Hill, everybody figured out how to play. Bro, they're playing two high safeties. They're playing man-to-man underneath. There's nowhere for him to go. If the Giants are smart, they'll take the blueprint and they'll follow it. And they don't use Kelsey downfield. So he's always in your sights. He might get a lot of targets. He might get a lot of catches, but he's not going to burn you unless you let them get in the red zone. Their run game is barely average. And if the Giants score a touchdown or two, they'll stop running the ball. I can see this one as clearly as I saw last week's game. The Giants are going to win this game. Book it.
Book it. All righty. Hey, look. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why you come here, to see the malcontents, the disconnects, the disagreements. I can't go with that. I can't go for that. Maybe that'll be our new theme song, Benny. I can't go for that.
I can't go for that.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, I went with too many biases in this week. I can only go with so many.
Hard to go against the numbers. But ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the Pro Football Bias Plus reports for NFL Week 8, 2021. Thank you very much. Next up, current events.